What's up guys, I'm Jared from Gamers Generation X here giving you a video review of Max Payne 3. Now to start off, Max Payne 3 looks absolutely gorgeous. The Rage engine has gone through some evolutionary changes and I'm giving props to Rockstar for doing such a great job with Max Payne 3 and how it looks. Now when it comes to the presentation of the game, it comes out strong as a Max Payne game. You get that sense of that noir feeling, knowing that Max Payne has been through some troubles and tribulations through the past 9 years of when he's just been absent. He is now a borderline alcoholic, addicted to painkillers. He is grieving over his wife and his child, and possibly Mona at that chance too. But he never really mentions it a lot as he's grieving over her. But by the way, the game just looks absolutely fantastic. Sao Paulo just looks greatly detailed, from the favelas to the penthouses to the boats to the nightclubs. Everything just looks radiant and just amazing. I love the way this game looks and I would never regret stating it ever in my life. Now, from the way this game pulls this off is the acting. The motion capture is done very well, but it's not in high production as LA Noire when it comes to capturing the facial expressions to full accuracy of that smirk, that tiny grim, sad, just depressing down face and so on, the anger, the anguish and everything, but it looks well and the voice acting is done very well. James McCaffrey is back voicing Max Payne in this game and he just sounds amazing. Also, the story is well written, but I'll get to you later on that, because the story in this game reflects on how this game looks and how it acts on certain scenarios. But other than that, gotta say, give great props to that, and it looks amazing. Another thing I'm going to get to is the fact that this game is a Max Payne game. No matter how much you try to deny it, because of the colorful looks with the bright lights of the sun and just everything, versus the whole dark, grim, snowy areas of New York in the first two games, this game still presents that same sense of noir, danger, and sadness. Every time when you enter in a certain area, you just know something bad is going to happen. And when something that bad is going to happen, you know Max Payne is there to just say, "This just looks like my wife," again and again. I can't pull it down, but you know, that noirish feel, that just dark sense of danger, anguish, all that just morose sort of look to it is captivating. And I will say this, it's just amazing. But sideline from that, the story is well written. It is written 9 years after the events of Max Payne 2, and it portrays Max Payne sort of on his road to redemption in a sense. From the very beginning of the game to the very end of the game, you just never get rid of that theme Max Payne presents, and the writing just shows this prominent power that you never really get to see in other games. But the fact of the matter is that it's a Max Payne game. You are going to get that awesome storyline you got from the first and the second. I will say this, the only gripe about it is that it doesn't seem like the same comic book sense storytelling that you got in the first one, more or less. It more or less presents itself as either a very strong novel or an actual noir movie. It doesn't seem like it has that comic book feeling of that sort of out of the world fiction to a sense, versus that just ground to earth, this is deception, this is lies. But it pulls it off pretty well, and it presents itself as a sort of new medium for writers, instead of just making this game where it's just like, oh, the story's just there, or just making this overly cinematic experience where you just get to have minimum control, say in like Uncharted. You still just have this awesome new balance between gameplay and cutscene, in which, well, Rockstar does well. They have stated they are making a lot of editing techniques where they bleed in cutscenes straight into gameplay, and once you play the game, they do it pretty nicely, and I like the fact that they did it. But on to the main part. Are we still gonna have those John Woo style action scenes where you just dive through the window, slow motion, dual Desert Eagles, to guys' faces. Yeah, you do. And the best thing is, you actually changed the whole dual wielding aspect, where you can have an Uzi and a 9mm in your hand. You go into the faces, and it works pretty well. And more or less, it's not just a cinematic, just ooh ah look. It's more or less a tactical advantage when it comes to gameplay. When I'm playing this game, I'm just like, am I gonna shoot dodge? Am I just gonna go straight bullet time? Or am I just gonna be a turtle and take cover and pop out and pop in heads? But the thing about that is that the gameplay changes depending upon each enemy. As Rockstar has stated, they said that each enemy type will act like its enemy type. When they say you're fighting thugs, you're fighting thugs. When you shoot near their head, they're gonna flail around and try to dodge it like like they're scared. And once they do that, it makes it a lot easier to know that you can probably kill them with ease. Versus the fact that you fight paramilitary troops, you're fighting paramilitary troops. They know how to take bullets. For that matter, when it comes to shooting each enemy, because of the Euphoria physics engine, each enemy acts very realistically, but they act very dynamically depending on each enemy type. When you shoot a thug in the arm, they will flail around and just shoot everywhere 360 in and out of the universe. But versus the fact that when you're fighting paramilitary troops or ex-cops in that matter, they know how to hold guns, and the fact they have more heavy armor, they know how to take bullets pretty well. Even though you could shoot them in the arm and they'll sort of miss, they have greater accuracy because they won't flail. They still know how to hold a gun, and they still know how to take a bullet pretty well. And when it comes to each level, you sort of approach it in different scenarios. One level, you may just say, hey, I'm going to take cover because these guys, I probably won't be able to dive through the air and shoot them in the head because they'll shoot me before I do it. So I better be a turtle. And other ones, you're like, I could probably take out a lot of them with a bit of just John Woo. But in a sense, each enemy type is different. When it comes to certain thugs, they have a tactics of just basically saying, we're going to throw everything at you. We're not going to be organized. We're just going to say, hey, just shoot, 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 and shoot. But when it gets progressively heavier, when you go into deeper parts of the levels, when you encounter different enemies, some of them may be, hey, I'm more organized. I'm going to flank you. I'm going to have this guy distract you while I turn to the left and pop you with an AK-47 to the brain. And then at that, it poses a great challenge. And trust me, when you get to levels, difficulties like hard to old school, you will die. I'm still playing on hard and I'm dying a lot. A lot. But that's probably because I suck. And that's the thing, this game isn't essentially, oh, just shoot whatever you want type of style. It's not Max Payne. Yeah, shut up. It's a Max Payne game, so you're gonna have to use whatever tools to your advantage wisely. Well, other Max Payne games, you had a huge arsenal, but the amount of ammo you had for each gun, you're gonna have to use wisely because you could run out very quickly. And in this game, in this sort of, I guess you could say, Max Payne X, because it's just essentially a newer generation of Max Payne, you are going to have to use your weapons wisely. Since you can't have like this full-on army arsenal of weapons, you only choose 3 weapons. 2 of those weapons you could dual wield, and 1 two-handed weapon. And when it comes to that, ammo can be a little bit scarce. But if you use it wisely and know how to manage your bullet time and know how to regenerate it quickly, it becomes a very fun game. And it forces you to really think about what you should do or how you should do it right there on the playing field. And there is a bit of tactic to there, and that's what I love about it. Because of that tactic, you can replay it. There is a lot of replayability in this. Because of the number of difficulties, and the fact you get to go through arcade mode, and the original Max Payne modes of like New York Minute, and the sort of wave-based thing you got in like Max Payne 2, you're gonna have fun. You're gonna have fun. And plus the fact of the multiplayer, I haven't personally got to play it, but from the looks of it, and what has Rockstar put forth effort into making this multiplayer be, it's going to be a very dynamic multiplayer because of the bullet time and the other bursts, like all the other advantages of where you get to camouflage yourself as an enemy, so that way you can infiltrate their group and just pop them off like a fly of like awesomeness, like Nick Fury. That game is going to be fun. And I will say this game is a worth buy. You will never have to regret ever buying this game if you ever bought it. I mean, $60, you get this just awesome game set on 2 discs if you're with Xbox 360. Damn Blu-ray. But overall, you're gonna have fun. It's a very fun game. It's a worth buy. My verdict, I will keep this in like one of my top 10, maybe 20 games of all time that I ever played. Maybe number 9 in my top 10. But, you know, it's fun. And it adds to that true feel of it being a Max Payne game for the newer generation. So it's not a complete fail. There's some gripes when it comes to the fact of that bleeding into cutscene and gameplay. You may be cut off very short because a lot of the gunplay scenes, you just sort of switch the cutscene once you finish like one room. And I mean just one room. And it may do that on certain occasions. Is it exactly a bad thing? No, because the cutscenes themselves are very robust and they have a lot of emotion to it. And so you're not exactly bored. It's not, you sort of lose that sense of control, but overall it's still awesome. Even though I lost a little bit of control because it's like, I still want to do this because it's fun. I still got the cutscene, so I'm like, you know what, that's damn, that cutscene is amazing. But overall, it's a very amazing game. Worth it buy. I would recommend you buy it. This is Jared for Gamers Generation X, here giving you a review of Max Payne 3. Also, if you want to tell us how you feel about our review or what other games you want to see, comment below and let us know. And also, you should subscribe to our channel to check out any other walkthroughs of video games or any other reviews. And also, hit that like button while you're down there because you really want to. Also, I am going to give a full walkthrough of Max Payne 3 on old school difficulty once I finish hard mode. God, how long that is going to take me. Damn. But anyway, you guys have a great day and we'll see you later.